From Bad Bunny's $200 million impact on Puerto Rico to a $20 billion gas deal that has been halted and blocked on the island of Puerto Rico. We have a lot to talk about today, so stay tuned.
Latin Wealth Podcast, a podcast dedicated to educating the Latino community about entrepreneurship, investing, and business.
What's going on, Latin Wealth family? Welcome to another episode to Wealth Wednesday on the Latin Wealth Podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. We would appreciate if you guys hit subscribe. And if you guys are a long-term listener, go ahead and share this episode, leave a comment down below. And yeah, we appreciate you guys stopping by. We're going to jump right into it today. We're not wasting no time. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny's $200 million impact on the island of Puerto Rico. We're going to be talking about this today and essentially where we get this crazy number from. There's been a lot of different reports, a lot of different articles that have been talking about this, and it's coming from Bad Bunny's 30-show residency in Puerto Rico. So yes, I said it right. 30 shows on the island of Puerto Rico that's going to be running until September 14th of 2025. So about 2 months or so, about 2 months or 3 months, I should say, almost 3 months. Bad Bunny doing a show every single weekend until September 14th. That's 30 show. First off, shout out to him because and the whole team for doing this, because a show, putting on one show, I can only imagine is a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of effort. But him doing 30 shows is just absolutely unbelievable. Tickets are, when they came out, they sold out pretty much instantly. I think they sold out within the hour or so. Tickets are now reselling from anywhere to $300 to $5,000, depending on obviously where you want to sit. I know that for a fact because I'm having a little FOMO right now as I want to be on the island celebrating with my brothers and sisters at the show. We'll go to one of the shows. I'm not sure exactly when, but we're definitely going to hit up one of the shows. But look, we want to talk about the impact that this residency is going to have on Puerto Rico. All right. So again, it's expected that this impact is going to have a $200 million economic impact on the island of Puerto Rico. Now, I personally believe in, I think Jeremiah, my co-host, would agree as well. This is definitely a conservative estimate. We spoke about this when this was first announced at the beginning of the year, that we think this number could be closer to $500 million. Even honestly, it'd be kind of hard to calculate the whole number, but it could even stretch up to $700 million of how this could impact the island of Puerto Rico, because this $200 million that's being presented out there is estimate only based on hotel packages that are booked with the concert's production company and doesn't reflect people booking hotels or rentals on their own. So this number is only a projection based on hotel packages that were booked with the concert production company. So this isn't even, we're not even considering, people that are booking their own hotels, booking their own Airbnbs. Maybe they're going to be in the area. Maybe they're going to be on the west side, the southern side of the island. This number doesn't consider all that. This is why we believe this could actually be a way bigger number. During this time period, over 600,000 visitors are projected to be on the island of Puerto Rico. And again, this projection is from July to September. We're talking about the residency in Puerto Rico and the things that are happening around it. This isn't the whole year, right? So 600,000 visitors are projected. This is 2 times the normal tourism number. This residency is set to create about 8,000 jobs. Hotel occupancy is up 70% for July and August, and 20% for the month of September. That makes sense because the show only runs until September 14th. Flight searches are up 12%. Prices are up 14%, and that number came from kayak.com. Some of the top visitors are coming from New York, Florida, California. Also, JetBlue is an official sponsor of the residency. So a lot going on. I also want to show you guys some additional numbers. This report is coming from Airbnb as they report 140% surge in searches due to Bad Bunny's residency in Puerto Rico. So this is, look, man, this is absolutely amazing. You can see this came out July 8th. Today's the 16th. Man, this, I think I was reading some articles. There were some comparables of like Taylor Swift having a similar impact. I think Beyonce would have a similar impact too. But as much that is going into this residency, this is all being poured into one economy, specifically the island of Puerto Rico. So this is something that's absolutely beautiful to see. And look, man, let's dig a little deeper into this article. They have some additional information in here that can help us project, where this impact could really lead to. So the residency is also expected to generate a positive economic impact on the local economy. We just spoke about that. According to an Airbnb survey in 2024, 50% of guests who traveled to Puerto Rico reported spending money in the neighborhoods where they stayed. So, okay, that's pretty normal. People that book Airbnbs in a certain neighborhood, 50% of them are probably going to spend money in that neighborhood of where they're booking the Airbnbs. In 2023, guest spendings through Airbnb generated $1.4 billion in economic impact, supported over 25,000 jobs in Puerto Rico. So, of course, this was in the year of 2023, but $1.4 billion in economic impact, all right? In addition, produced more than $815 million in wages, excluding host income. Again, this is only Airbnb.com. In the same survey, nearly 90% of hosts in Puerto Rico said they recommend restaurants or coffee shops. Over 50% recommended local stores or boutiques, and 60% recommended hidden tourist spots. Why is this important here, right? Why are these numbers important to look at? First and foremost, this is only Airbnb.com, right? These surveys are coming from this specific website. You see these numbers, and obviously, yes, in 2023, it generated $1.4 billion. I know that's the whole year, but what's very interesting is you got to keep in mind that, yes, we pointed out hotel packages that are related to the residency, Airbnb numbers that are possibly could be related to the residency, but we also got to keep in mind that the different hosts, people on the island recommending different local restaurants, coffee shops, local stores, and boutiques. And this is specifically why I believe that number is probably going to be a lot higher. So just picture this. When you travel somewhere, if you've ever traveled to Puerto Rico, typically what we like to do is we like to support the locals. We like to go shop with the locals. We like to go eat with the locals. We like to do things that locals are doing, and wherever we go, wherever country we go to, right? So, man, it's going to be interesting to see the total number and how this actually impacts the island. But I could just imagine everything from food, shops, people are having pop-ups, people, they're doing collaborations with the residency, right? I think there's a mall specifically in Puerto Rico that they're having an official merch collaboration with Bad Bunny outside of what he's selling at the concert. So you got these different pockets and these different opportunities where it's allowing people to generate income solely based off this residency. I was scrolling on Instagram and there's this guy, he has a like a vintage clothing brand, and he resells different vintage pieces, right? And so he said that he's on his way to Puerto Rico right now to sell vintage pieces that are Puerto Rican inspired. So whether it's different old merchandise and old jerseys and whatnot, he's going to the island to sell product to capitalize on this whole boom. So I say all to kind of bring it back. I say all to say that there's going to be so many different opportunities for people to make money, whether it's like the local mom and pop or somebody selling ice cream out their cart. People are going to want to spend money, and there's going to be an influx. They projected over 600,000 visitors. Is 2 times more than normal tourism. I'm curious, with all that being said, what do you guys think about this? How do you think this is going to impact Puerto Rico? I think one thing that we definitely have to consider and we have to be aware of is we're gonna see if Puerto Rico can handle this much this influx of people coming in. So we already know in Viejo San Juan, it's gonna probably be a lot of traffic in that area near the arenas. There's gonna be a bunch of traffic. There's gonna be people flying in that are probably not gonna even go to the concert, but they're gonna go there because their friends and families are there, or just because they like going to PR, right? So it's gonna be interesting on the east side of the island how they handle the influx of people. But look, I think overall this is a beautiful thing that's happening. It's super dope that people are getting the opportunity to see our culture, whether they're going to be at the concert or not. You see big names popping in, like the first night LeBron James was there. And it just brings more attention and more awareness to the island and specifically to our culture, right? Yeah, so huge shout out to Bad Bunny. I mean, he's doing everything that he can to hire locals, to bring in people, to support this residency and just provide opportunities. I personally think, obviously, he's a businessman and he wants to make a profit and whatnot, but I think he's really being intentional about how he's providing opportunities and how people are viewing the island of Puerto Rico. And I think high key, he's showing like, yo, if we were an independent country, we can sustain ourselves. Look what we've done. Look how much money we've generated. Look at what how many jobs we've created. Right. It's also interesting. Just quick side note. I want to show this article. Adidas wants to hire you for Bad Bunny's Puerto Rico residencies. Here how to apply for a summer's coolest job. So if you guys don't know, Bad Bunny is partnered with Adidas, and they put out an opportunity to like, yo, I think this is honestly open to anybody in the States as well, where they will fly you out for a month or however long the residency is, and to help out with the different activations, selling products and merch and whatnot. So this is just another way that Bad Bunny is trying to do his part to provide opportunity to different people to come to the island, experience the island, and to ultimately pour back into the community. So let me know what you guys think about this. What impact do you think this is going to have? Are there any negative impacts that you feel like this is going to have? Let me know in your comment down below. And yeah, I mean, look, I can't wait to get out there. I'm having a little FOMO, but definitely let me know down below also if you've attended one of these shows and what your thoughts are. But to continue to talk about Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico is such an interesting country because it's almost like in every conversation, there's almost a dichotomy of what's going on out there. On one side, you have an artist coming in and he's pumping the economy. People are coming in to visit the island, and it's a lot of great things, and it's a lot of sunshines and rainbows and whatnot. But we know on the back end or underneath everything, there's still a lot that needs to be worked on and a lot that needs to be fixed. So we're going to be diving into the $20 billion gas deal that was blocked. Let's get this in here. Boom. Okay. So here's what's going on out in Puerto Rico. Financial Oversight Board halts $20 billion LNG supply deal with New Fortress Energy. All right. So if you guys don't know what a Financial Oversight Board is, like myself, I had to look it up. Essentially, a Financial Oversight Board is a committee or a specialized agency that is established to review, monitor, and ensure the efficiency, effectiveness, and accountability of various aspects of the federal government and its program. Again, they are a federal oversight board. They're looking at, okay, these different programs, these different contracts that are being placed into the world. We want to make sure that it's fair, it's just. We want to also make sure that there's no bad business going on. There's no waste. There's no fraud. There's no abuse going on. We want to ensure that everything is fair. And so what they went ahead and did is they blocked this $20 billion gas deal in PR. I don't think too many people are talking about this just yet because it just kind of came out recently. And some things are still unfolding. But the reason why they blocked it is because they had concerns over monopoly risk, lack of competition, and the long-term contract, which is going to be 15 years with a single supplier. So if you guys are wondering, what's the monopoly? Let's dive into that really quick. All right. So this is very important to know, especially in the world of business. Here it is, the definition. A monopoly is a market situation where a single entity controls the entire supply of a particular good or service, eliminating competition. All right. So you may be thinking, why is that a bad thing? Like, why can't I be the only one selling to a specific country or specific? Why can't I be the only one with this service? Right? Is this thing even illegal? Well, let's look that up as well. So are monopolies illegal? While not all monopolies are illegal, anti-competitive monopolization is illegal in the United States, particularly under the Sherman Antitrust Act. The law prohibits monopolization, attempts to monopolize, and conspiracies to monopolize. However, some monopolies are legal, such as natural monopolies or those created by patents, copyrights, or trademarks. So again, going back to this article really quick, and as you can see, when this was announced, shares of the companies were down 7.6% in afternoon trading. So they went ahead and blocked this deal, right? And again, according to the Financial Oversight Board, the reason why this was blocked is because lack of competition. Right? There's no opportunity for other people to come in and bid on this contract or be able to do these different deals. It's just one person. So I shouldn't say one person, one company. So that's essentially why this was blocked and it was halted. But if I'm not mistaken, contracts are now limited to 100-day transition period for new proposals. So they kind of have 100 days to accept new proposals. So this is something that's very interesting that just happened on the island of Puerto Rico, something that we're also going to keep a close eye on to see how this rolls out, how this plays out, to see if it's restructured, if there's another company that comes in here and adds some competition. But man, $20 billion gas deal. That's a huge contract that was halted and potentially could be lost if the Financial Oversight Board decides that there's lack of competition, there's a monopoly risk here. Unfortunately, we can't go through with this contract. So very, very interesting. If you guys know about this, or have more information about this specifically, please comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. And I know this was a very like opposite sided conversation. We're talking about Bad Bunny doing phenomenal things, but what we also want to hit on is what's also going on the island that's affecting the economy, and that can also affect the infrastructure in the future of the island as well. So we wanted to hit on both. Look, if you guys enjoyed this episode, or if there's something that you guys specifically want us to talk about or that you don't like, please leave a comment down below. We would appreciate it. Hit subscribe, share this episode with one other person that needs to hear the Latin Wealth Podcast. And it's your boy Chris. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.